Hello, everyone. I know I need to make this video not only because I had dreams, but also because I just knew I had to. The crazy thing is, I could sit on here and go on social media, go on live and all that, but this is like it's hard for me. But I'm gonna get right to it. Jesus is coming. I'm gonna take you back with a part of my life, things that I have went through, to where as though God's always been there. Because I know it's a lot of people out there that, you know, it's hard to believe things, especially when you're going through so many things and you've been through so many things. I know for me, I have lived with my aunt. I have preached in church, danced in church, sung in church, all that. And then it came a point in my life to where as though I didn't believe anymore because of the things that I seen and I went through. But thank God that in the midst of it all, God was the only one I could actually turn to when pretty much everything went to shit, to be exact. Like I said, um, I hope everybody, number one, listens to everything and take it for what it is. Whatever you feel, that's what you feel. But I know at the end of the day, it needs to be said. I know everything that I'm going to tell y'all, I just need y'all to feel me for me. So let's get to it. When I was younger, I used to always be a watcher. I used to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. The positive things I would say I'm going to do. The negative things I say I wouldn't. And I've always been a watcher, like I said. Now, I always been there for people and everything. Number one experience of dreams that I've had was when I was in 6th grade. I used to have this dream to where as though my uncle would come in the bathroom. I had to be like 2, 3 years old. I was using the bathroom and my uncle came in, whipped his dick out. My brother peeked in the door, and then all I could see is my mother trying to kill him, right? I kept having these dreams in 6th grade. I thought something was fucking wrong with me, to be honest. So I told my brother, before I told him, I took him to the basement in our house. And I was like, yo, I know I joke around and play around a lot, but I'm being serious. I got to tell you something. So I told him about my dream. Then he was like, yeah, because it's true. In that moment, I felt like shit. I felt like, what? Like, I was so freaking confused, y'all. I was so confused. I was so confused, like, okay, I'm living with my aunt. Why is she still, having these people around me and everything? Like, literally, y'all, I was literally fucked up inside. You know, I ended up taking my 2 sisters under my wing and everything. And at the time, she didn't even know, what I'm saying, that I knew. But she would be like, you're not their mother and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I just ignored it because I just knew like I couldn't trust her. You know what I'm saying? So it went like that for the whole year when I was in 6th grade. 7th grade comes. Okay. 7th grade comes. My uncle came over. My grandmother came over. Me and my sister, we had a bed, a bunk bed. My grandmother was laying on the bottom. And I laid on the floor with two of my younger sisters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went to sleep. Lo and behold, my uncle comes in the room. I ain't called out my name. And if you can only imagine, you know what I'm saying, you sleep. You wake up, you looking up like, what? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what he said. I was like, what? And he was like, can you come downstairs and fix me some coffee? And then I saw him rubbing on his pants, of course, his private area. And I was like, nah, you go do it your fucking self. That's the first time I cussed. You know what I'm saying? And it was so crazy in the midst of it all because for the simple fact that it was like I was in a fucking realm, yo. Like, nobody else woke up except for me. Which I thought was crazy as well, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he ended up going downstairs. Even though I told my brother and asked him, you know what I'm saying, when I was in 6th grade, I did not tell him what happened to me. I did not tell him, you know what I'm saying, what happened to me in 7th grade. I just didn't say shit, you know what I mean? I just didn't, you know. I don't know why I just didn't, you know what I'm saying? But when I was going to tell my family, you feel me? I don't know, my aunt always had this hatred for me. It's like she hated my mother, so, you know, she hated me. But when I was going to tell them, I remember being put in the middle of my grandmother's house, sitting in the middle of everybody telling me why I shouldn't have sex and shit when I ain't never even kissed a boy or no shit, you know? That was the craziest shit. And I just felt like I was so alone. Cause I'm like, damn, how the fuck am I going to tell them what just fucking happened to me? And these motherfuckers think I'm having sex and I'm a fucking virgin. You know what I'm saying? So I just dealt with it. I just dealt with it. That's number one, you know. Yes, fast forward. Of course, I'm older and moved out and all that stuff. My granddaddy had passed away. God gave me a sign. It was like he was telling me, like, he's going to die, you know, but I didn't really pay attention to it. I do regret not being there, but my granddaddy know that I loved him, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't go. He ended up passing a couple of hours after that. Later down the road, my husband, dad, died. Before he died, I actually got to see him and everything because God did give me a sign. And it was raining. My husband was like, we should go back. I was like, no, we gotta go. I don't know why, but we just gotta go, you know? And he was like, all right. So we went. We went to see him, showing him love and everything. A couple of hours after we left, he passed away. Fast forward, 2012. My mother passed away. But really, let's talk about, I didn't really want to talk about in 2010 because my husband did pass away, but let's rewind and talk about 2010. 2010, my husband did pass away. Now with that, I used to stay to myself so much, you know. It was like I was guarded by my husband in a way, you know. And I never really got to see the outside world for what it was. But when my husband passed away, I realized that, yeah, money is the root to all evil, because my blood and his blood, that's all the fuck they that's all the fuck they cared about, you know. It got to a point to where as though I was like, fuck it, y'all just deal with it, you know, because I actually was pregnant with our daughter, and I almost had her the night that he passed away. Mind you, I was 22 years old. My husband passed at 25. So it was really hard for me. But then my husband came to me in my dreams and was like, you got to do this. You know what I'm saying? You have to do this. I didn't even sleep. I didn't even sleep or no shit. But when I dozed off, when I finally dozed off, my husband came to me in my dreams and he told me I had to do it. And I asked my friend Melissa, I was like, yo, how long did I sleep? And she was like, not even 30 minutes. I was like, yo, I swear I felt like I went to sleep for hours, you know? And I told her about the dream. But once I had woke up and I told her about the dream, I was good. So I did. I listened to him, you know? I listened to that in the spirit. I listened to my dream. And I did what I had to do. Fast forward 2 years after my mommy passed away. The fucked up shit that happened with my mother, you know, I had literally seen her the day before. Went to work and everything because I used to work at night. So, when I got off of work, before I got off of work, this is the crazy shit though. When I was at work, I was all happy because I'm a jokester, y'all. I love to have fun. You know what I'm saying? I like to let people, you know, have people laugh and all that. But it came a time to where as though I just got sad, like I lost my whole fucking heart, like my heart was stabbed or some shit. And my people was like, yo, you good? What's wrong? I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I lost a part of my heart. And he was like, it's okay, you good? I was like, yeah, whatever. You feel me? I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, whatever. So I get off work. Now my neighbor was watching my kids at this time. And I had went over there. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go home, drop my stuff off, and then I'll come right back. I was like, I'm just not really feeling it today. And so she was like, all right. So I went home, mind you, right fucking next door to each other and shit. So I opened the door. I didn't even go all the way in. I just put my bags right in there, the front door, closed it. You feel me? Didn't even lock the door because we right next door, so it don't matter. So halfway going back to her house, I get this fucking call. My aunt calls me. You need to get to the hospital. Your mother's in the hospital. I'm like, is she okay? What's up? You know? She wouldn't tell me shit. She was like, just come, just come. I was like, all right. So I hung up the phone and I went to my neighbor and I was like, yo, can you watch the kids? I gotta go to DC. I said, my mother's in the hospital. She's dead. She dying. I was crying. I was crying. And they was praying for me. You know, they did a prayer and everything. They was like, everything gonna be okay. I was like, no, it's not. I knew it wasn't, because with all the things that have been through before, with God sending me signs, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get it in the beginning, but then I learned that, yo, God is trying to tell me, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to let me know, like, something's coming. You feel me? And it was like, I knew it wasn't okay. Like, nobody couldn't tell me shit. Like, I already knew it wasn't okay. Like, I was like, she's gone. She's gone. I already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that was like the worst fucking ride down to fucking DC. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just terrible. It was a 45-minute drive. I called my sister. I called my aunt. I was telling them they need to go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I'm so mad. I'm cussing them out. Like, yo, it's not a joke. Like, y'all need to go down there. Like, and they're like, she be okay. I remember my sister saying this shit, yo. She's like, she be okay. She's fine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, the fuck she ain't, yo. What the fuck? Like, I'm pissed, So I'm like, whatever. I'm having an anxiety attack on the way, just praying to God, like, man, God, please let me make it there, at least to see my mother again for the last time. You know what I'm saying? So I make it down there. Of course, she's already gone. We just in a little waiting area, whatever. The crazy thing was, I had got a sign, like, my mother boyfriend was there, y'all. My mother boyfriend, Demetrius. I will never forget this, man. I will never forget his face. He was there. He had this big backpack with him, too. And I don't know why, in the midst of me being so goddamn upset and everything, I'm looking like, I don't know why, like, it was like something about that bag. Like, I needed to get that bag that he had, that backpack. You feel me? So I just ignored it because I'm still like, fucked up inside for real. So time passing by. Then it gets to the point to where as though we deciding who's going to go to my mother's house. You know what I'm saying? And who's going to go break it to the kids. But before that, when we started to talk about it, my mother's boyfriend, Demetrius, was like, do you want something from the store? I was like, nah, yo, I don't care, yo. Whatever. Like, I was like, I don't care, yo, I'm good. But before he left, y'all, man, before this, before he left, he had a white beater on. But the white beater was dirty as hell. Just like the backpack I seen, I didn't pay attention to it. His white beater, I seen it, but I didn't really pay attention to it either. You feel me? Like I said, before he left to the store, the shit was dirty as fuck, But when he came back, it was clean. And I seen it like it was new. It was fresh. But I didn't say shit. But I seen it. And he also gave me a pack of cigarettes because, I smoke cigarettes. And I'm like it just felt off. Like everything was fucking off, yo. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So then he gets ghost and goes some fucking where, And like I said, we end up talking about who's going to leave to go to my mommy's house. Whoever's going to go break it to the kids. I'm like, I'm going to my mother's house. So we start leaving the hospital, getting ready, just walking away or whatever. And they like, where Demetrius? Where Demetrius? I'm like, I don't know. So we all trying to fucking call this motherfucker. And he like, I don't know. Where y'all at? I'm in the, he was like, I'm in the front of the hospital. So I'm like, this nigga lying, like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we still walking. Then my aunt goes like, hey, she calls my name. She was like, tell Aunt so-and-so to turn around. I need to tell her something. So then I told her, and of course I'm nosy as hell, so of course I fucking look. So I look. And my aunt, I don't even know what the fuck she said, yo. But I knew it wasn't just right. I knew it wasn't right. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get back to this on the next one.